Welcome to the D3 Hoops Classic Conversations. I'm Dave McHugh, joined by Edgewood head coach Justin Meyer after the team's another narrow loss. Going 0-2, but as we'll unpack here, that 0-2 really isn't 0-2. You had two really hard-fought battles against a good Whittier team and a pretty good Wittenberg team.
Yeah, we did. You know, the ability to come out here and play really good competition and to battle, down double digits each night. And I think we got to 5 last night and 3 with the ball tonight. And, it's one of the reasons we like to come out here is the competition only makes us better, especially coming out of the break. And, I think we learned a lot about the toughness of our team, and now we just got to clean some things up. A few too many self-inflicted wounds.
Said a lot on the broadcast. You guys don't go away. Whittier had you guys at 20 and didn't feel like they could close the door. You guys kept chipping back. You were within 5 in the last minute. You had Wittenberg. You played your style of game, I think, against Wittenberg.
Yes.
Wittenberg didn't play their style, and as a result, you're within 3 in the last minute.
Yeah, I thought we did a good job of kind of dictating pace most of the game. They had some runs there, but I think for the most part, we kind of slowed them down and got it more in a half court. And again, our kids, I told them how proud I was of just the effort. At the end of the day, you want to be able to execute, you want to be able to hit shots, but on those days when you can't hit those shots and things aren't easy, what kind of character do you have? And I thought we've showed great character the last 2 days.
Haudecker had a great game against Willie in both games, but at 9 for 10 shooting against Wittenberg with a huge shot at the end to make it really interesting. He seems to be that glue guy for you.
Yeah, he is. He's been our go-to guy. He was an all-conference guy last year, and we've only got 3 seniors and 2 juniors on this group, so we're a pretty sophomore, freshman-heavy roster. And so to have that experience and that leadership, he's a great kid, and he's a very good basketball player, and has really worked hard to get to this level, and so it's fun to see that rewarded.
And you got other players. I mean, we could go through a list. You literally have 10, 12 guys who could step up at any point in time.
Yep.
That's both a blessing and a curse, because at the same time, you got to figure out how to manage that.
It is. It's one of the challenges. I really feel like after Drew, we got a lot of guys who bring similar things, and so it's just figuring out. Last night it was guys like Matt Kirk and some of the Isaiah Hughbanks. Really our whole second group kind of helped us make that run at the end. Tonight they didn't have it quite as much, so it was more of that starting group. And it's an unselfish group. We've been able to kind of move them around and just whoever's given us something good on that night, we're just going to go with them. But it does make it hard. As a coach, you really like to settle in on that rotation, and you kind of do that by consistency. You don't always have to be great. You just have to be consistent at what you do, and we're trying to piece it together. So it's it's a little more of a challenge, but that's what coaches get paid for, right?
Yeah, and you went 0-2 here, but it's not really an 0-2. You go back to the NACC. You guys predicted kind of finished middle of the pack, and what is kind of a dogfight of a conference. It doesn't get a lot of attention, but what do you take out of this that maybe can help you guys in that conference race?
I think we take some. I mean, we played Dubuque to start the year. We've played Oshkosh, Stevens Point. We always schedule really tough, and I think
close.
Yeah, and I think that just makes it better. I think that makes us better. We got to win against a really good Dubuque team earlier in the year. Started out 1-0 in conference, and then just had a bad 2-week stretch right before during finals and all that stuff. But Wisconsin Lutheran's the class of the league, and they have been the last couple of years. But then we got some really good teams. I think our league is a little underrated when you look on a national level. Just the quality wins we get out of conference, and a St. Norbert's, a MSOE, Rockford, year in and year out, a lot of good programs. So it's always a fun league. A couple years ago, we had 9 of the 13 teams finish over 500 in the conference, and that's just kind of what it's been the last couple of years.
No, it's been fun to watch, and I'd say a little undersung. I mean, Benedictine went to the final game, and you've had, as you said, Wisconsin Lutheran. Marion's having a great season.
Yep, Marion's having a great year. We just played them, and we've had us, Benedictine, St. Norbert's, and Aurora all win games in the national tournament in the last 8 to 10 years. And that's, I don't know how many leagues they can say they've had 4 different teams advance at that level. So maybe we're not getting to that Sweet 16, Final Four consistency like a lot of leagues with a couple programs. But I think overall, again, I think there's some really good depth in our league.
Before we let you go, we always ask teams what they did while they were out here. Some teams get coy. But it is Las Vegas, and while there's the famous strip and all, There's a lot of other things to do. What'd you guys do while you were out here that wasn't basketball and work related?
You know, we've spent most of our time so far at the hotel, but we're not flying out till the 31st. So tomorrow we're actually going down to the Strip, and we're going to have a team meal at the Wynn Buffet. Nice. We've done that every year we've been out here. One of our boosters is really generous to help us out with that, and then just let the guys kind of see the Strip and experience it. And we had probably 5 or 6 guys who it was their first time flying to get out here, so just let them have some fun. A couple guys talked about going hiking, doing some of that stuff. So, I think it's really important. Basketball obviously is the reason we're coming out here to play these games. But for me, I don't want to come out here, play 2 games, and leave. I think just from the team bonding, but just the experience that maybe some of these kids have never had, just to give them that, because that's a lot of stuff they'll be talking about 10, 15 years from now.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for giving us some fun games, even if they came out on the losing end. We enjoyed it.
I appreciate it. It's great being out here, and we look forward to coming back.
Well, thank you. Appreciate your time. Good luck the rest of the season.
All right, thank you.
Justin Meyer from Edgewood here on the D3 Hoops Classic Conversations.